So JA Navy, stand up. What's going on, everybody? A few topics which I want to touch on today. But before we get things rolling, do me a favor. If you guys are rocking with the channel, go ahead and comment Navy down below. Now to kick things off, we're going to start with Jordan Brand, which yesterday we had a huge leak hit the net. This is a re-release for a pair of Jordans people have been waiting on for quite some time now. People have been asking, praying Jordan Brand to bring these back so much that Z Sneaker has even teased or joked about these returning for April Fool's Day. But now it looks like it is official. Now to kind of get a better understanding of why people are rocking with these so much, we got to take things back to 2013. This was during a time where you were probably rocking these with, say, a pair of camo shorts, a Chicago Bulls snapback, and your choice of graphic tee, preferably something from, like, say, Ben Trill or Diamond Supply Company. So we got the Jordan 4 Toro Bravo, currently expected to return summer of 2026. This comes from Z Sneakerheads, but in collaboration with Sneaker Market, RO, and Brandon. So who would have thought in 2025 we would have leakers collaborating on sneaker information? But as far as this shoe, which originally dropped back in 2013, I remember this was a time where I was out here buying up damn near like every new Jordan drop. But for some reason, specifically, I do remember passing on these, but my boy did have a pair. I remember this was a sneaker notoriously known for being worn with camo pants or like a pair of black pants. This was a shoe which sneakerheads were definitely a fan of the color blocking. They had kind of like this Durabuck suede type of finish, but I think this was one that kind of creased up easily. But regardless, we didn't see too many Jordan 4s, I believe, drop in 2013. So I'm trying to kind of think of why I actually passed up on these. But when we take a look back at the Jordan Retros, which did release, I could kind of see why we had so much heat. I mean, look, you have Fire Red 5s. I remember picking up these Bugs Bunny 8s right here. We had Bread 13s, Laney 5s released. You had these Oreo 5s, the Gamma Blue 12s. Now that I look back on it, I actually didn't remember picking up too many of these, but did pick up these Taxis 12s, my first pair of J's. Had to grab those when they re-released. You had the Fire Red 5s, which we just touched on. You also had the He Got Games. Definitely remember picking those up. And I actually picked up these Crimsons, which this was a shoe which back then were like just sitting. Nobody wanted these. And for that reason, I remember just grabbing them just because they were just easily available. You also had these Bel Air. I guess this was like the reverse Bel Airs or something like that. I remember picking up these Jordan 11 lows. They were calling them Tuxedo. I remember the name exactly. Definitely had those playoff 8s in 2013, as well as the Gamma Blues. So many other great pairs dropping. So I guess looking back on it, I wasn't actually out here buying up every pair, but it kind of felt like that. And I actually had no clue that we had Royals as well as Chicago's, which also dropped in 2013. Steel 10s too, like there was just so much heat. Black Grapes. Yeah, I definitely remember all these pairs dropping, but yeah, I guess maybe I didn't grab as many pairs as I originally thought, but looking back at 2013, like we were just spoiled as sneakerheads. And I guess this is one of the reasons which helped me fall in love with Jordan Brand. So many great pairs in 2013. Really cool to see these Toro Bravos return. And as I mentioned previously, that 2013 release, if I'm not mistaken, the quality wasn't too great. I remember them like creasing up like crazy in the toe box. So for Jordan Brand to bring these back, I would definitely love to see a nice suede finish on these. The perfected new shape that we're used to with the new 4s, which it seems like they're doing a great job with the new shape. And then rather than jump in on the back, a good classic Nike Air on the back would set these off. And this is a release come next year that I feel like would definitely shut down the sneakers app.
Right. Look at him. That part. We got another one on the way, y'all. Better with time. Shout out to Jordan Brand. Bike here forever, you heard?
So y'all see him, one of the hottest names currently in the sneaker game, Nigel Sylvester, popping out, giving us a little teaser for his next upcoming release. The only thing we actually didn't see was the sneakers, which have already leaked. So we got the Nigel Sylvester Jordan 1 Low Nitro, based off that sample which surfaced during the original release of those first Nigel 1s back in 2018. Now, we've talked about these plenty of times, but it's just kind of cool to see that these will finally be releasing. So set to drop coming up in August, a dope shoe, which you guys already know how everybody says says these are going to be a problem. And speaking of a problem, we got Awake NY, which it looks like they're gearing up for the release of their upcoming Jordan 5. So in celebration of that release, they held a little cool activation in Paris where they held up some pickup basketball games. So you had 12 games, 12 winners, 12 pairs of 5s. And let me just tell y'all, if I had something like this available for me, I would have had to channel my inner high school days. Like I would have been out here like Klay Thompson or Steph Curry or something like that, fighting for a pair of these Awake 5s, because let me just say, like, this is definitely one of my favorite collaborations of the year. Like, they're just dope, man. I mean, you guys see what's going on right here. The only issue with this sneaker, of course, extremely limited. So as far as this one, man, it's like, this is a shoe which I feel like they keep teasing in our face, and it's gonna be a shoe which might end up like a Bread 85 type of situation. A shoe which everybody wants, but you already know, won't be enough pairs to go around. So those joints go crazy. On top of that, we just spoke about Undefeated yesterday. There's a lot of rollouts beginning, a lot of dope Jordan brand collaborations. Let me know which ones you guys are checking for most. And then before we bounce, somebody asked yesterday if I could talk about Adidas out there at Paris Fashion Week, and we could definitely talk about Adidas. Now, we're gonna get into this Willie Chavavera show, which they showcased a lot of upcoming cool silhouettes and futuristic vibes, including this new basketball sneaker which we saw on feet, showcased by James Harden. So you guys see the vibes, super futuristic. To me, this is kind of picking up right from where Adidas left off with, say, the Yeezy stuff. Yeah, these joints definitely go crazy right here. I'm rocking with this silver pair. They also showcased a black pair as well, but for me, I mean, I just like the shape. I like what they're doing here, and the fact that these actually don't feature any type of like major Adidas brand. And you got the little small hits right here, but this is a shoe which kind of like almost feels like a natural progression from, say, something like the Harden 9s. So we'll have to wait and see what's the deal with those. On top of that, we also did see some other unreleased new Adidas models. So I guess these are called the Mega Ride, which are kind of like an exaggerated Y2K runner, I guess you could say. This looks like something that's already been in their catalog, but as far as this version, which you don't have the obvious like 3 stripes branding, to me looks really dope. So as we take a look at pretty much all of the looks from the show, here goes them black basketball shoes. See in the back, that's the same heel just like the Harden 9s, and I think the same as the 8s, even the 7s, or maybe it was just the 8s and 7s. Now here's that other new Adidas shoe right here. Joints are looking cool. I like the black pair a lot more. Yeah, so there goes the basketball joints. Now these were crazy right here. I don't know what these joints are right here. Yeah, here's a better look at them. Yeah, they snap right here. So yeah, Adidas definitely doing big things, bringing some new models to the table. Something that it seems like Nike is definitely having a hard time with, like, say, dropping a new silhouette that actually catches with the people. I mean, as far as the designs, bro, they got too many dudes with no shirts on here. As far as the design, I feel like they executed, but will these actually be a big hit when we see these officially drop? I think nowadays when it comes to debuting a new sneaker, it almost feels like you gotta have a new like big name attached to it. So with Adidas, I think that's maybe an area where they're probably dropping the ball. Like let's say these were to debut as like a pair of Yeezys or something. We would all went crazy for these, but without that big name attached to them, I don't know if these are gonna be a big hit like that. But as far as design, I feel like Adidas definitely delivered. So some cool upcoming new silhouettes from Adidas, some futuristic type of vibes, most definitely. We'll have to wait and see if these will officially be the new Hardens or not, but I like the design on them. So that's all I got for you guys. Y'all asked for some Adidas updates, and here you have it. If you guys enjoyed today's video, go ahead and help support the channel by smashing the like button. Plus, if y'all made it all the way through the end, let me know by dropping a salute down below. So JA, I'll be checking in with you guys next time. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Love.
Stay safe.